Well, now that we finally cleaned off the hood, it's probably about time that we open the hood and actually, look under the hood. Because now that I think about it, we haven't even checked the oil on this thing since we bought it. Yeah, guys, it's kind of funny. We drove it down here. We know it runs good and all that kind of stuff, but we never really spent any time. For some reason, I decided to get dents out of doors and put windows in and that kind of thing. I guess this way I could put it outside. That doesn't make any sense. I can put it outside with a dent in the door. It just seemed like an easy thing to do. But we're going to get under here a little bit and check it out. I was actually sitting there thinking, like, up at the house, like, does it have a fan shroud on it? Does it have this? Because I didn't know, and now I do. It does have a fan shroud. Got a new battery. It definitely needs a new belt because it's right. It's got new intake, new carb, new HEI. All that stuff's new. Looks like they've got the right bracket. So we did this swap. Well, we didn't do nothing. Sean did this swap. And look at that, huh? That's pretty fancy. That's the, because it's still got, so this was a TBI motor. And he was having a hard time with because the TBI, the computer, all that, you saw the parts and everything, right? So, he was a carbureted man living in a fuel-injected world. So he fixed the problem, right? And so now we got what basically looks like a quadrojet, but I'm sure it's a Chinese version. Basically looks like a performer intake, but it's a Chinese version. I'm not mad about any of this, by the way, guys. It's got new HEI on it. Cap, rotor. We'll check the plugs. New wires. I assume he threw new plugs in it, but I don't know. We got a rogue wire, guys. Look at this guy. What's it doing down there? So we'll clean that up a little bit. He said he went to the brakes, changed out some brake lines. He actually dropped the fuel tank, and that was all good and clean. He cleaned that up. So it's still got an electric fuel pump on it. That's what that whole regulator thing is. I believe it's triggered by the key. I forget. We're going to look into this, guys, because part of what we want to do here is put that push button start so we can start it from inside the vehicle because this guy right here, kind of inconvenient. So a couple things we're going to do right there. We're going to get it to start inside the vehicle. We'll throw a belt on it, check the oil. We'll probably change that too. Why not? And just give it a whole little once over under here so we know we're good to go. Because, like we said, we want to put a whole bunch of miles on it. So that's probably a good idea. We got a lot of extra wires under here because he left all the TBI stuff in. So we're going to kind of clean that up. I'm going to leave it in because I don't think this is like forever going to be my vehicle. So the next guy may want to put it back. So I'm not going to cut stuff apart. But we can make it look a little better. I think. So I just realized I was talking that whole time about what I was seeing, and you just couldn't see it. So now you know what I'm talking about, right? Everything looks pretty good. There's a little worry right there. Didn't notice that before, so we'll see where that's coming from. When he did the whole swap, see, we got a nice carb here, and when you got the $700 Ford, it's something you got to worry about is kick down. It's not just a kick down cable. It does all the shift points and stuff. So you got to make sure you get the right bracket and make everything legit for the swap over. A lot of people do it. All the purist square body fuel injected guys don't understand why. They, I guess, have never had a problem with their TBIs. But a lot of people do, guys. It's older technology, electronic, you know how that goes. So I'm not mad about it. I actually understand this better than I do a little box. So you got that. See, we got some wires just kind of hanging out everywhere. This is what I'm talking about. We're gonna do a lot of cleanup over here because I don't know where all it goes, but I don't want to pull it out. Like I said, everything works the way it is, with the exception of the start. So maybe I'll figure out what one of these wires do that. I don't know. We'll figure that out there. But he also told me the AC works. Everything's hooked up, so I mean, I guess it could. There's a little. Yeah, they're just gonna get it all looking good. Make sure it's all in good shape, which it seems to be. And well, these stuff just hanging. There you go. All right, so that's sweet. You gotta love when we do that. Let's change the wire in the middle. Come on, man. That's probably why I'm kind of a hard time troubleshooting stuff, things like that. I don't know if he did it or not, but yeah, nothing's. So he didn't just cut things out. He did a couple of things. Oh, I don't know who did that, but let's spend a little time, guys, just looking stuff over. Making sure we don't need some of these wires that are just like this. This a little scary, right? But that's what we're gonna do. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like because I didn't before. So there you go. So I got a question. Has anybody ever installed a serpentine belt without just losing their effing minds? Because, I get it, right? You got the little diagram, shows you how it goes. And that wasn't the problem. It's pretty obvious looking at the pulleys and stuff, right? But the problem is these things get folded and folded and folded, so they fit into the little box right there. And now they got a memory, right? And they just don't. So you got to wrestle it around, and it's just, okay, got it. So then you get it, right? Everything's in position, nice, right? Look, everything's lining up good. You're real happy about it, and you go to do the final step, right? Well, you guys ready? There we go. That's all we got, and yeah. She's a little short, guys. So I was kind of wondering why he had the belt and never put it on. I figured it out. Got it figured out, guys. Got the wrong part. So that happens, right? We've dealt with that before. This part number is right here, right? So it's 6K938 is the AC Delco part number. 6K956 is what we need. Reason being, this one is for without air conditioning. This thing's got AC. That's the problem. So no matter how much I try to force that thing on, it's never going to work. So I guess we got to buy a belt. Not terrible because thought I had to buy one in the first place. Then I thought oh sweet man, we lucked out. But so that's that. And I have one of those days. That got me a little bit aggravated. I got this new heater sitting back there. Yeah, it works really great. So now it's just getting cold in here. So I'm not even going to mess with the wiring because I feel that's going to amplify my frustration. See, guys, you got to know what you're dealing with, right? But what I am going to do, let me yank this wheel off right here. I got a couple measurements I got to make before I can order some more parts. So we'll take care of that. I think we're gonna call it a day after that because, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Trying to figure some things out, guys. So, before I could order some suspension stuff, I had to know what size rotors were on there. So that's why we broke out the old micrometer, caliper, whatever you want to, yeah, that guy. It's a digital micrometer. What's it say on there? This is why I waste time, guys. Because it's like not a micrometer, it's a caliper. Whatever. I'll look it up how the kid put it there because there's always like, we're having an argument about that with somebody. Like, no, it's a digital caliper. No, it's a digital micrometer. Ah, it's right there, guys. Digital caliper. For some reason, I said, people always call it a micrometer. Yeah, so that's we broke that out. And this has the 1 1/4 inch rotors. They're pretty robust. So, and I'm looking at everything else, you know, ball joints, that kind of thing. Dude said he put these tires on about a year ago, and they got a lot of tread. There's some parts that look like they're starting to dry rot. So, hard to tell. They're pretty nasty. All this mud on them and stuff. So they might not be as bad as they look, right? And I'll bring it down here in a minute, but let's see. Oh, terrible ball joints might be right. Sway bar, yeah. Just looking to see, everything looks a little scaly, but not bad. Not bad. Plenty of beef on the brakes, so that's good. That's good. I'm also curious what size wheels these are. 99% sure they're 15 by 6s, and thinking about changing that. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Huh. Maybe it's wider than I thought. Maybe it just looks narrow on this giant ass truck. Well, guys, as promised, we're down here in the wheel well. So I'll give you a little close up. And I mean, it looks pretty solid. There's a little spot right, yeah, right there. But it's just scaly. You know what I mean? Like you look at, it's just like, it's been on there for a while. Dude kind of lived up by the water, you know, so maybe that's, you know, humid air, or it's an 89, or mixture of both, whatever. Everything looks fine. Brake hose is in good shape. See, we got a lot of meat on the brakes there, so not really worried about nothing. Got the measurement I needed for the rotor, and I took a very crude measurement here, if you guys might have seen, trying to, you know, figure out the wheel width, because they look, I mean, I don't know, they look normal, I guess. Normal. What's normal? But tires look all right. Lots of tread on them, so that's cool. So there's a couple spots I thought it looked dry rotted, but I think that's just the dirt and stuff in there. It's kind of making it look cracky, because it doesn't seem to be the case. I'm not going to throw them on there if, you know, like new tires if they're not needed, because, I mean, I'm not doing nothing special with them, I don't think. I would like a little bit wider, because this thing's giant, and like that just looks really narrow. It should be the same size as this one, so it should be, I guess, 8s all around. I mean, you know, I kind of Didn't do it like I'd like to do it with the tire off, but you know, I kind of pulled one of these, right? I'll show you. Ready? Ready? And we're like, oh, it's like, that's kind of like lined up there, right? And line up there, line up right there. Looking like 8, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Reflexes on this guy. Forget about it. Well, we got the measurements we needed, right? So that's good. So yeah, we can go up to the house, get some more parts on order. Guess we'll throw a belt in there for good measure. And you're going to call it quits for them. Get a little aggravated. I can't be the only one, right? Like, I'll work, man. I don't care. Busted knuckles, whatever. But when that simple stuff, just don't, like, yeah, okay, I got it. The belt wasn't a thing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was this son of a bitch right here that I was ready to throw it across the goddamn shop. And I still might. So with that being said, I'm going to shoot up to the house, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Next day, guys, way better mood. So that's sometimes you just got to do that. You know, you got to just take a break, get out of your own head. You know, every little thing was kind of just annoying me yesterday. We're back. But we don't have a lot of time, so there is that. But we're going to make the most of the time we do have. I got some parts on order last night, and I was going to order the belt, but then I said, you know what? Let me check and see these plugs, because I don't know if he changed these like, you know, when he did everything else. So we're going to pull a plug, check those, see what they look like. And then if we got to order that stuff, we're going to see our boy Joe over here, because we'll order it locally, right? Forget this online crap. If you ain't got to do it, we're going to keep it local. So there's that. And maybe we check the oil. And we've been getting some parts in. I want to show you a couple of them. And maybe do a couple things real quick just to make me feel a little better. You know, a couple little checks off the old to-do list. And yeah, it's the little things the little things matter, guys. You know what I mean? All right, so we pulled a couple plugs. We pulled those two guys right there. You see the wires just right. They do not look terrible. Really don't look bad at all. Try to get a little better light for you here. Here you go. Not bad. Smell a little fuely, but we have been putting this thing around the yard, and I think that's what Sean was doing before. So I'm not going to worry about it. What I am a little concerned with, aside of the fact that these are the cheapest plugs on the market, we're not very tight. So I will do a tech tip or something down the road on that, because we did have an incident years ago. So we're going to at least, I torque them, guys. I had the same thing. I had a wheel come off. I torque all the wheels. I had a plug fly out, so I torque those now too. And I just don't got a real good warm and fuzzy, so we will go check all of those. But I think we're going to keep those plugs in there, run around for a little while before we worry about changing those. Maybe they'll, you know, in case it is running rich, there's reason to foul out another set of plugs. And I don't think these aren't fouled. They just, whatever, I'm overthinking it. As usual, what we got over here? Let me go ahead and get on these, a little rack here. And, yeah, check the old all. That's how people say it, like around here. I don't know. That's how that works. All right, you guys are good? Don't go anywhere, all right? Stay. All right. What do you think here? A little dark. Plenty of it, though. No fuel smell of that, so that's good. But we'll do the old checky. You know that. I just broke something. Sure did. No big deal. It's a little dark. It's not terrible. We're going to change on it anyways, right? But it's right there, the full mark, so that's good. You know, probably should have done it before we started driving around a little bit. We just drove down just down the driveway is not a big deal. You guys want to see what I broke? The part that was already broken. Fun fact, guess what we got back here? You probably already figured it out, right? Because I ordered one. That's where we're putting the parts, because that just makes sense. That's what this guy is. It's really easy to do one-handed, guys. That's what's in there. We'll unbox it and see how she's gonna look. Riddle me this, guys. I bought a headlight bezel, right? What does that have to do with wine, terrible pizza, and some shaving club thing? Anything to make a buck, right? Anyways, we got this headlight bezel. It came from, I don't know, one of the online parts, whatever's. You know how that goes. But it's going to fit right in there nice. I haven't taken the other one out, obviously. But we might have one little issue, guys. Yeah. So this is the problem that, we're getting new parts. Obviously, this thing's beautiful. It looks brand new, which is awesome. I think it's actually refurbished, but they did a fabulous job. It's just everything else has some wear to it, right? There's a slight chance that the grill and this other bezel will clean up enough that they'll match. We haven't tried cleaning anything yet, so it may. But see, like this here is the same reason I didn't want to change out this door. You're never going to get the same patina, right? Got it. Is it like perfect? Far from it. Don't care. This just looks so trashy. And then, of course, I just leaned on it and finished breaking it. Oh, it's just going to come right out now, huh? So, yeah. That had to be changed. I don't really want to paint the whole grill. I definitely am not going to order a new one because I really don't even like this one that much. So if I was going to order a whole grill, I would have gotten one I liked a little bit better. So, but we're already, a third of the way there. So hopefully it cleans up and matches good enough. If not, we'll just paint all of it, including this one that's already brand newly painted. So it'll all match. But that's kind of where I'm at with this thing. I'm not trying to go everything restored or whatever like that. So if we got to fix it, we got to replace it, that needed to be replaced. So, we'll make it work. But we got it. I'm happy with it. So that's good. How's that saying go again, guys? Every easy job is one busted bolt away from being the biggest pain in the ass you ever dealt with in your life. Luckily, it wasn't that bad, but I mean, no kidding. The first bolt I took out, right? Snapped right off. There it is. I thought I'd have to drill it out, but I didn't realize how much crap. Probably should have cleaned everything up pretty good. But anyways, we got a new one, so we don't need to worry about drilling it out because the new one comes with a mounting plate here. And we've already sized it up. Fits perfect, so that's good. We're not going to put it on right now, though, because, you see all the crap that's coming out of this thing, right? And we're going to give everything a good cleaning before we start putting new parts on. I just feel that's probably the best way to go. And maybe even de-rust some of those bolts, so this way they go in easier. Sounds like a plan. You guys should have reminded me while I was under here. I checked the oil. I never even looked at the trans. See what we got going on here. Yeah, she's red. I'm good with that. Level looks like it's okay, but you never know for sure because these things you gotta have it running in neutral with the parking brake on, click your heels 3 times, all that kind of stuff. So we'll check it again when we get her all back together. The power steering here is not a whole lot, but it's all right. I could explain why there's no power steering leak. right? Yeah, she's pretty dry. So, didn't see if we see anything down in there. Not really, guys. But, oh yeah. So, yeah, there's some in there. So she needs topped off though, but no big deal. Yo, you cannot make this up. You just remember when we pulled the door panel off and like the window crank kind of gave us a hard time and the clip shot somewhere underneath this thing, right? I had the mag broom out. I'm trying to, I swept the whole shop and took out the trash. And I said, well, I guess it's just gone forever, right? And then I just happened to look at the bottom of this thing. Now, clearly this is a magnet, right? So it's not, I gotta get it off there. But yeah, I took the light off of here and it just caught my eye. And I'm like, huh, sweet. Guys, we're going to end on a high note because that's just, great. That's just a sign of saying, you know what? You had a good day. Take it to the house. And that's what we're going to do. So I got to go to work tomorrow. On the way home, I'll stop by, go see Joe, scoop up a belt. We'll throw that on. And then we'll get into, get this thing to start from inside of the car. It needs to be started from the inside. It's more convenient. I got the button. Hopefully that works, even though the belt was the wrong one. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Guys, we're doing so good, but it's not the next day. We had every intention of it, but we did some other things, guys. So got a bunch of work done on that guy. Jay came over and we just got after it. Video coming up pretty soon, but said we're working on the background the whole time. I'm not lying to you guys. I don't do that. I promise. Okay. Anyways, speaking of Jay, we were gonna go get a new belt. Jay had one hanging on the garage wall, so you gotta love that guy. We're gonna throw this guy on and start doing some wiring. Guys, huge shout out to Jay. He just knew what it fit, sit on the wall for who knows how long. Brand new belt, and guys, this fell on. I guess after the third time you try to do it, you figure out how it goes. But so we're all set there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our old belt that is beat to hell but works, stick it in this guy, and put it in the back of this guy. This one we'll put on the wall, so whenever Jay needs one without air conditioning, we got him all taken care of. You might be asking, why are you going to take that belt that's beat to crap and when you got a brand new one on and stick it in the back? I'll tell you why. So 100 years ago when I was a kid, my old man told me, we're changing out belts and I wanted to throw them out. He said, oh, what are you doing? No, put them in the trunk. I said, put them in the trunk. He said, yeah, a squeaky belt is better than no belt at all. And that kind of thinking has bailed me out a few times. So, something I always do. I change the belt out, throw the old one in the back. It don't take up no room, and it's just free insurance, All right, guys. I said I was going to get after it with some wiring, and that's exactly what we did. Check it out. You ready? What? It all works with the door, right? You ready? And back here just the same. All right? So we're all set there. That was, it took a lot longer than it should have. So I say that because it's a pretty simple system, right? You would think there's, little buttons in the door jamb that keeps those, you open the door, switch goes out, but, it's pretty simple. But here's the thing. So the dash light is, the under dash light is on one fuse. The dome lights are on a different fuse. We had a bad ground on the dash light, and then we had a bad fuse on the dome lights. And, see right here, we got some really dope wiring right here, just holding it all together. We'll get it right, but that's just to make everything work because, guys, there was a couple of things wrong, and that's what's kind of bad with wiring, and why I didn't install the push button inside the truck yet. Oh, SUV. So the reason I haven't done that is because we got a couple of the gremlins, right? We had some bad grounds, we had some broken wires, we had some bad fuses. I thought they were all on the same circuit. I was wrong. So these things happen. I mean, you would think lights that come on with either a door switch or the dimmer switch on the dash, you would think they would all be on the same fuse because they all work together. And that's what I did, and I was wrong. So if you thought that, you'd be wrong too. So now that that's all fixed, I figured out that the dash lights aren't coming on. So now we got to figure that out, whether it's a wire that was pulled with everything that's going on with the column, or we'll baby step through that. But this here just took me like 2 hours. And then old Wade stopped by, hung out for a while, what do they call it, shoot the breeze. And you look at, whoa, look at this. He got the heater working. Apparently, he just knows how to use it. And that's where I was lacking because I'm an idiot. But I'm a warm idiot now. So thanks, Wade. Appreciate it. And now that I'm all warmed up and we don't have a drain on the battery anymore, and we got lights working as they should, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. And we're going to call it for this episode because it's getting a little long. We've actually covered quite a little bit. We've taken care of a lot of the small stuff, right? So, and you guys know that's the stuff that can just nickel and dime you to death. We are nowhere near done with this thing. We've been getting parts in like crazy. I've shown you a few of them. You have to stick around to see the rest. And some of these parts, they are definitely going to move this thing into another category. One category that might one day make it the coolest thing in the parking lot. But in order for that to happen, you guys know we got to put in some work. So we're going to keep getting after it, but we're going to do that another day because it's a little late and I'm kind of tired. So until next time, guys, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching.